Can you believe it? In today's market, I'm working with some buyers and we got a contract to buy a home. I want to share that story with you. Stick around. Hi, welcome back. My name's Joe Brown. I'm a realtor with Century 21, List with Beggins, located in South Tampa. Thank you so much for being here with me today. As I always say, if you find this information useful, please hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, send me an email, but most importantly, share it with your friends and family who you think could benefit from this information. So, if you followed my market reports really for the past several months, inventory has been shrinking, and it is a very competitive market. For example, I heard a story of a home that went on the market on a Monday. By Friday, they had 70 showings on that home and had 14 offers in the first week. Sometimes it's just crazy what's going on. Well, I'm working with some buyers, and I want to share with you the experience that we had together and take away some key points for you. So if you're in the process of buying, or if you know family and friends who are buying, this information can be important for them. So let me just start some of the basics, right? So as a realtor, I was able to set these buyers up on an automatic email. So they told me their search parameters, where they wanted to live, what price range, what size home, if they wanted a pool, if they wanted 2 stories, if they wanted a garage. They gave me all those parameters, and I put that into the search engine. And so whenever a new home came on the market, that day they would get an email saying, hey, a new home matching your criteria came on the market. And so it didn't take me or any agent, time to go look, what's new on the market. It was automatic. And so we looked at several different homes, put offers in on a couple different homes, and we were outbid. Well, then this home, and I will say it's only the 3rd home we put an offer in, and it was accepted. I have heard of buyers putting offers in for 40 different homes, right? This was only the 3rd home, now this is where the negotiation goes in. I know that home inspectors are very busy. Appraisers are very busy. So I gave 8 weeks for home inspection and everything. I gave 8 weeks for closing. Well, they came back and said, no, if you want the house, you have to close in 30 days. Well, it just so happened that my buyers had taken care of a lot of stuff already. And so for us, it was doable to close in 30 days. But that's the communication that has to take place between agents. And I'm fortunate that this other agent just didn't flat out deny and say no, but they were able to talk to me and we were able to negotiate a closing date. So here's some key takeaways, right? So my buyers were very smart. The number one thing you absolutely have to do is be pre-approved, right? You have to, listen, people are coming in full cash offer. Or they're saying, I want to buy this home, but I have to be approved for a loan. If it's going to, let me tell you, if the contract and the offer is going to delay closing, it may just be shut down right away. So my buyers I worked with, absolutely pre-approved. And the lender that they were using, they were so kind. They did a pre-approval letter for all 3 homes that we put contracts on. Now, let me clarify that. It's not we put 3 contracts on 3 homes at the same time. That does happen. But we put a contract on a home, it was declined. Put a contract on a home, it was declined. Put a contract on a home, and it was accepted. It was accepted because they were pre-approved. And once the contract was accepted, with the contract offer, we sent the pre-approval letter saying we have the pre-approval. And we also sent a copy of the bank statement saying they have money in the bank for the extra costs in closing. That's important as well. Number 2, right? Limit contingencies. Now, this is scary. Now, we still had a home inspection contingency and we had an appraisal contingency. But home inspections just came back a couple minor things, which my buyers are very fortunate for. However, if the market's so tight, if you get home inspections back saying, you need to fix this and fix that, just know if you ask the seller, will you fix this? They could easily say no and cancel the contract, right? So that's what I mean by limit the contingencies. If you really like the house and you've been searching and the repairs are something you can afford and something you're willing to do, then yes, absolutely limit the contingencies. And if the home inspection shows minor things, take care of it yourself. Now, if the inspection comes back and says you have to rewire the house or it needs a new roof, then it may be worth it for you to walk away from the deal. And I'm going to talk about that in a second too, right? But just look at the home inspection. It's very important you look at the home inspection. See what areas need to be improved and if it's something you're willing to tackle yourself. Because the fear is if you take it back to the seller, they may say no. Then you have to decide, do I walk away from the deal or do I stay with the deal? The same thing with the home appraisal. Now, in my buyer's situation, the appraisal came back in line. So we're good and we're going to close in 2 weeks. And they are very excited to do that. But with the home appraisal, if the appraisal had come in lower than the purchase price, the lender is only going to loan up to the appraisal value. And so my buyers would have had to decide, do I pay the difference? Do I ask the seller to lower their price or do I walk away from the deal? Right? So, and at this point, I want to segue. That's a great word. I like segue. Not that thing you ride, but segue, transition to another topic. Is don't fall in love with the house, right? So I know that's strange. It's a strange comment. You're buying a house. You want a house you like that you can see your family in. But I told my buyers this at all 3 houses, don't fall in love with the house. Because if you fall in love with the house, you're going to chase the price, right? So with this home appraisal, if the home appraisal had come in, let's say $30,000 below the contract price, so they could pay the difference, or they could ask the seller to lower their price, or they could walk away. Let me tell you, you may be in a situation as a buyer, you may like the house. Do not be afraid to walk away from the deal, right? I'm telling you that as a friend. Yes, I'm a realtor, but I want to be your trusted advisor. And a trusted advisor, a trusted friend would say, be ready to walk away from the deal. Because here's the reality. If the appraisal came in $30,000 below and the buyers say, I'll pay the difference. Well, you know what? Technically, they would be $30,000 upside down in the house. right? That they would owe more on the house than the house is worth. Now, yes, the loan value matches the appraisal, but they paid more, right? So I would not want my buyers to do that. That's why I say they're fortunate. The appraisal came in at market, but don't chase the value. Don't fall in love with the house. Be willing to walk away. Okay, I know that's difficult, especially in this market. I think I shared last week or a couple weeks ago, I spoke to a woman who was frantic. She and her husband, they sold their home, and it sold quickly, and they didn't have a place to go. And there's very little inventory on the market. So they were frantic to find a place. And when that happens, you'll make bad contracts, you'll make bad decisions if you're desperate. So please, don't be afraid to walk away from a home. If you need to, you may need to rent for a bit. I know that's may not be desirable, but you don't want to be upside down. Absolutely get your financing in order even before you start looking. But because it takes about a week, at least a week, to get pre-approved for everything. So listen, if you're interested in getting set up on one of these auto emails, please send me an email. Look at the show notes below. I have my email address. You can find me at my website, which will appear in a few minutes, right? Send me an email and let's communicate as to what your search criteria are. I said criterias. It's criteria is the plural, right? So we'll know what your search criteria is, and I'll set you up on auto emails, not only for you, but your friends and family, right? Let me be your trusted advisor. I'll do that for you. Also, if you visit my other website, and I'll flash it up here too, it's www.southtapafloridaliving.com. There's a short form there. Fill it out, and I can prepare for you a market analysis for your home, right? A comparable market analysis of what your home's value might be worth at this time. So please use me as the real estate advisor in this Tampa area. Now, I say that because I'll call him a friend because we've emailed back and forth, just moved here from Mississippi, and he wanted me to look at market comps. And I'll be glad to do that in this Tampa area. I can't look outside. I can look all over Florida. I don't know all over Florida. I know this Tampa area, okay? So please reach out to me. Let me help you. Find me on my website, joebrownc21.com. Don't be afraid to leave comments or questions. See how I can help you. And listen, I love sharing this information with you because South Tampa, Florida living is awesome.